Hello, weary traveler. It's me, your old pal, the Shite Guide. I'm taking a little time out from my usual routine and floating around a new city for a week. Sometimes it's good to reset the batteries and gain a fresh perspective by walking down new streets, witnessing strange new sights, eating strange new foods, and getting strange new diarrhea. Today I'm visiting Berlin, dystopian wonderland, beautiful shithole. Berlin is many things to many people. Party capital, museum Valhalla, cultural Mecca. But to me, it's the set of the season finale of the largest war in the history of our solar system. World War Season 2. Berlin wears its heart and its history on its sleeve. Dirty, dirty sleeves. But Berlin refuses to wash them. It leaves the stains in the threads so that all who wear them will be aware. Let's visit some dirty sleeves. The Berlin Wall. I'm fascinated by walls, and I always make sure to include them on the itinerary of any trip I take. I've been to the wall in Belfast, the wall in Palestine, been to Walmart. All horrific in their own intangible ways. The wall in Berlin is no different. So much emotion is stored in a wall, as if they retained within them all of the infinite fears and hopes of those who gazed upon them when they were still functioning as a wall. The wall is surely humanity's most cursed invention. It betrays our deepest fears and hatreds. They stand as a reminder of the darkest recesses of the tribal human psyche, the hatred of others, the greed of man. On our side of the wall is civility and moral integrity. On the other side awaits the beasts and barbarians who would love nothing more than to climb over and destroy us. Walls are a beacon of the evil which lurks within each of us. Some are good to hang posters on. For instance, the walls in my bedroom are covered in photos of the 1960s French yaya singer Fonce Gall. My French friend Cedric told me that she's 17 in one of the photos and that that's problematic. I told Cedric that album cover was a Japanese special release, and anyway, she died of old age in 2018. Sadly, the topics discussed today will not be quite as happy as 1960s French pop with production by Serge Gainsbourg. Today we will be visiting two mass graves. Exhibit A. The Soviet Memorial in the Tiergarten. The final resting place of 2,000 Soviet soldiers who died in the Battle of Berlin. The final European battle in World War Season 2. Before all the cringy spin-off series that would later engulf the world and still play out to this day. Built within a couple of months after the fall of the city and the Nazi government, it stands in the heart of the city, similar to those erected in all the former Soviet bloc countries. The Soviets did a lot of dodgy shit, but gee whiz did they know how to build a memorial. Look at this lad. Just look at him. Are you looking at him? Epic shit. But it's got nothing on the next stop on our journey. A memorial of gargantuan proportions, known by Russians as a symbol of their sacrifice in the defeat of fascism. known by bitter Berliners as the Tomb of the Unknown Rapist. There's your trigger warning. To get there, we'll have to walk through the painfully hip neighborhood of Kreuzberg, but I'll make it quick to minimize our chances of catching any STDs. What does that fella have? Oh yeah, we made it. Out the back arse of Kreuzberg is Treptower Park. Sometimes I like to walk barefoot to remind me of the time I lost my shoes. But we're not here to walk in the grass, barefoot or not. Look at that black dog. Is he a good boy or a bad omen? It's time to find what we came for. Let's enter through the gargantuan grey gates, designed to give us an overpowering sense of awe, ensuring that we knew we were entering hallowed ground. Hallowed ground. Here's an information sign letting us know what's in store. Spoiler alert. That's where we're going. It's better in real life. Ah, that's nice. The skin cancer can wait another few minutes. Hello there. Who are you? I don't like to critique anyone's craftsmanship, but that statue's a bit shite. Oh, look at that guy. I bet he's a good dad. And an annoying neighbor. Seems like he gets up really early. Makes noise and stuff. But we must keep moving. The journey cries out for bipedal locomotion. Atlante, siempre atlante. Oh, got a bit wobbly there as I'm walking up the steps. Don't worry about it. That's my problem. I could have used the stabilizer effect in my editing software, but I didn't. The Soviets didn't have digital editing software, and look what they were capable of. 2 giant drooping flags, stylized from red marble, and a solemn, kneeling soldier, deep in mourning for over 80 years. Yeah, he looks sad. And his comrade, keeping guard in equally grave repose. Oh, jeez, I'm really wobbling here. There's a lot of fucking wobbling in this video. He's not wobbling though. He's made of bronze. I wonder what that says. Probably something pretty epic. Yeah, let's tackle the main course. The centerpiece. There he is, the big fella. There's something intangibly strange about visiting a mass grave on such a beautiful day. It leaves a bittersweet taste in the mouth, like guilt and vinegar, an Irish cocktail. Not so much wobbling going down these steps. Yeah, this is an improvement for sure. Ahead of us lies the bodies of 8,000 Soviet soldiers who gave their lives entering the fascists' den. Dying in the last chapter of history's greatest war. I wonder what they'd think about what we've done with the place. As the next great war threatens ever closer, I wonder what they'd say to us from the grave. Probably call us fucking Egypts. A Along the side of the promenade sits 16 sarcophagi, representing the 16 Soviet republics, all adorned with images from the horror of war. Scenes of destruction, fear, death, immense pain and sadness. Basically what we see on the news every day now, except in HD or 4K. This is my favorite one, I think. It's just so fucking Soviet. The order, the symmetry, the dissolution of the many into one singularity, and Lenin's face overlooking it all like the ghost of Mustafa. It was designed by the combined efforts of household names like Yakov Belopolsky, Yevgeny Vuchechik, Alexander Gorpenko, and Sarah Valerius. You know, the lads. Remember when you were young and your whole family would just sit around together and talk about Belopolsky, Vuchechik, Gorpenko, and Valerius? Well, this was made by those lads. History is never black and white. It is an inexact science. These men came to fight Hitler, but their victory resulted in yet more pain and more horrors. Nothing is as portrayed in propaganda. Nothing is that certain. I mean, Hitler was so bad that he made the leaders who fought against him almost look good. Imagine how much of a cunt you have to be to make a colonial monster like Winston Churchill look kinda good. Actually, I think we shouldn't call people like Churchill or Stalin monsters. It dehumanizes them and makes us think that we're above them. Monsters are easy to hate, but to realize that they were human like us, that is a thought almost too terrifying to quantify. Men and women can all turn to the dark side. Even angels from heaven fell from grace when tempted by demons. Hitler wasn't a monster, he was a cunt who did monstrous things. Actually, I feel like I'm losing the audience here. Throughout history, certain groups of people at a certain time are chosen by the uncaring cosmos to be born during an era when the machine of ideology has overtaken their societies. As we look out upon the heaving shores of existence from our little hills, it can be all too easy to judge those not strong enough to swim against the current. Ideologies are fluid. They are great, thundering waves that wash over us and sometimes drag us under, consuming us whole. We all too easily drown. I'm not saying that if I was a German in the 1930s that I would have been a Nazi, but I am saying that when boot-cut jeans and Brylcreem hair gel were in fashion in the early 2000s, I joined the herd and I wore boot-cut jeans and my hair was shiny like a Nazi. Jesus Christ, he's fucking huge. Behemoths like this can only be the result of ideology. They have no other purpose. But what about my ideology? Well, when I'm sober, I'm a socialist. When I'm drunk, I'm a full-blown communist. Pints for all my new friends. A whiskey for my comrade. What's your name again? When I have a bad hangover, I'm a total fascist. Send them back, I scream into my pillow. The drinks, not the refugees. When I brush my teeth and have some water and I cool down again, I just want us all to have healthcare, pensions, and a 3-day work week. As we ascend, we are but ants in the presence of this titan. He represents the Soviet Union's victory over fascism. Standing 12 meters high from head to toe, he's brandishing a giant sword, crushing a swastika. And he's holding a little child, supposed to represent the innocent people of Germany that he has now sworn to protect. It's a little on the nose for sure, but baby, that was the Soviets. Not a whole lot of nuance. I feel like I can see up his nose. What's in here? A lot of constant work must go into keeping this place so clean. But as they say, mosaics, mo problems. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, countries all over Eastern Europe have begun the process of tearing down Soviet statues and memorials just like this, seeing them not as images of liberation but of oppression. In Germany, it's a little bit more complicated. Since the Red Army were the army who defeated the Nazis and arguably liberated the Germans from themselves. Grand place to have a beer, to be fair. Radler. Lovely stuff. Statues like this appear to be here to stay, even if they annoy many Berliners who refer to this monument as the tomb of the unknown rapist. You see, literally hundreds of thousands of German women were systematically raped by Soviet soldiers as they marched from their destroyed homeland to wreak revenge on Germany. It's a complicated issue to deal with, having a memorial to your enemy to remind you of your historical folly, but also essentially having a 12-meter high giant rapist hanging out in the park for eternity. But such are the moral quandaries that are endemic in the hearts of former colonialists. Sure, we've all done bad things. I surely have done and said some terrible things, and I wish I could take them back. But at least I've never invaded Poland, and I'm happy with that. It's like something out of Lord of the Rings, or the mad remains of mythical antiquity. This statue has to be seen up close to appreciate its utter ridiculousness. As the new wars, invasions and genocides engulf us and the front grows ever closer, maybe we're just a few years away from seeing similar tokens of a mad race spring up all around our radiated continent. So, if we're not in the trenches soon, maybe I'll see you again for more Zen reflections. See you later, boys and girls.